Welcome to the video. We've got Joshua how do you pronounce his name? Cheptegei? He's lean. This guy's lean. He eats a mostly vegan diet full of rice, corn, sugar, bananas. How do I know that? I've trained with plenty of Ugandan and Kenyan and Ethiopian runners over the last 15 years. I've even lived next door to some of them in Thailand, etc., coming out for the races. These people eat a very high carb diet. Look how skinny his legs are. His legs are like little twigs. He has no muscle at all. And that's following a very low protein diet. They don't do the gym work. They just run. Do a little bit of cycling, a bit of walking, but no gym work because they want to be skinny as possible. Actually, not skinnier, but then the performance goes down. So there's a very fine line between being skinny and too skinny and your performance drops off. So they're eating a high carb, low fat, low protein diet to get that really lean look. And you notice that's how I used to look as well when I was eating very low protein, very low fat. I looked exactly like these guys look. Simple as that. It's all about your nutrition. All right, high carb, low fat, low protein. It gives you that super lean look. Regardless if you're training or not, it just shreds you down. It gets you shredded. Gets your legs, it gets your thighs as big as your ankles almost. All right, so it gets you down in weight. And that's how you got to look if you want to run these times. All right, so you got to get lean, and that's with nutrition. There's plenty of runners out there who train way more than this Joshua guy. I called him Joseph before Joshua. Let's call him Jay. Jay from Uganda in the yellow. The bananas. Did you know that Uganda eats more bananas per capita anywhere in the world? And they have a dish called but bukaki, or that's not bukaki. No, it's not bukaki. That's something else. Batoki or something like that. Batuki, and it's a dish made out of green bananas. They cook them up to make the starches turn into sugar, and they serve that with vegetables and rice. And at Christmas time, they might have a little bit of meat. But these runners eat meat very, very rarely because they want to stay skinny. And I've asked them, and they're not vegans by ethical choice and things like that. They're just vegan because it keeps them skinnier for the running. So you see a lot of vegan runners generally are pretty skinny. You see guys like Kilian Jornet, the mountain runner. He's a vegan vegetarian. Said he hardly ever eats meat. He's very skinny, very scrawny. And Cheptegei as well, who ran the 159 marathon, very skinny, very scrawny. Sort of vegan-based diet, high carb, low protein, low fat. And let's talk about pharmacology. People ask me, do you think these guys are clean? Are they natural? Are they running this just on hard work and Nike marketing music? I would definitely say they're definitely natural. There's no drugs in running at all. I've never ever heard of an athlete getting tested for anything, busted. This is totally natural. If these guys were doing drugs, they would be running. So what are they running now? About 26 minutes for the road, 5K, 10K, sorry. About 12 something for the 5K track. If they were doing drugs, then EPO, we know EPO gives you about 10% improvement. So let's say you're running a 159 marathon with EPO. If you're a good responder, you probably got to run a 152. All right. So if you're running 159 clean, then with EPO you'd run 152. Right? But there's no temptation for them to do that because EPO is very expensive. It costs at least $100 for per week. So $100 per week, that's a lot of money in Kenya, etc. So they couldn't afford the EPO. It's also very hard to get. You have to go see a doctor. So, seeing doctors is quite difficult. You can't just walk into a doctor's clinic and book an appointment and say, I need this. It's very, very hard to get. So, and studies show it doesn't work, I think. Yes, but there's no temptation. Basically, the big companies, Nike, Adidas, as long as you're a good person, they'll sign you. Results aren't that important. Like we see here in this video, a lot of these guys are very similar in the races. There's only a few seconds splitting them up. There's not much difference. There's probably 10 guys who could win on any given day, or girls as well. So, but what Nike does, Nike wants to see what sort of person you are on social media. You got a lot of likes and comments and subscribers and stuff like that. So you get your contracts based on that. If you're just a friendly, outgoing person, your performance doesn't matter. If you win or not, there's no bonuses there. There's no bonuses if you set the record. There's no bonus if you set the world record. They're just like, hey, just come along. And this is all about participation. It's not about money at all. and things like the Berlin Marathon, etc. It's not the Olympics. It's not about money or politics. It's not about any of that. It's just about sharing the spirit of sport and encouraging people to get more active, and just running and doing sports and swimming and stuff like that. It's not about money at all. There's no pressure to win. And these African runners and a lot of Russian runners, etc., they come from a lot of financial stability. They come from very stable financial situations. So if they win or not, they get a contract or not, it doesn't matter, because they're just running for fun. They just love to run. It's not because they run to get food on the table or whatever. There's a very good, strong social security systems in these African countries. In Russia, like if you don't have a job, it doesn't matter, because the state will look after you. They give you a few thousand euros a month, so you're fine. You're well looked after. So there's no pressure to dope. Drugs don't work. There's drug tests. Drugs are unethical. People want to be seen as cheating because it'd be a bit unfair on your teammates who are also as fit as you. So why would you want to take something that gives you an edge over them? It just you'd lose friends. People would unfollow you on Instagram. Imagine if you took EPO to win a race and someone found out, and then your best friend unfollows you on Instagram. It'd be devastating. Who cares if you won the Olympics or got the big contract? It'd be devastating if old mate unfollowed you on Insta. So that's the deal there. I definitely think the times are natural. We know that what nutrition is. We see it if you go watch the documentary by Ineos 159. You see Cheptegei he's eating carbs on carbs on carbs. He's got the rice on the potato, on the corn, and he's got sugar in there as well. They're pouring sugar in their tea and things like that. And they also use this nutrition called Morton gel. Morton gel is basically just expensive sugar. It's just expensive sugar in a little plastic packet. So you can just make your own Morton gels using table sugar and water. I'll do that myself. Saves a lot of money, saves a lot of plastic. What else can we see? The Nike shoes, the Next Percent. I do have a few pairs of those. They are a fantastic shoe. They've got the carbon plate in there, heaps of spring. If you want the best shoes ever, get your Nike Next Percent. Doesn't matter if you're the back of the pack runner or the front of the pack. Nike Next Percent will improve your running experience. And my friends, that's all that matters, is feeling good when you're running. All right? And so having good footwear really helps a lot. So people are like, I'm not a fast runner, I don't deserve good shoes. It's like, if you've got feet and you want to run, you deserve good shoes, all right? I use my Nike Next Percent to go to the supermarket, walking around. I love them. And then the Alpha Flies, I'll get a pair of those for review. Maybe this week I might get a pair. Who knows? If we're lucky. But anyway, that's the deal there. Joshua Joseph, Cheptegei, definitely clean, definitely natural. It's all about hard work. It's just about hard work, And the guys who are winning, the girls who are winning, those work harder than the rest. There's no drugs involved there at all. People wouldn't want to risk it. I mean, it's the half-life of EPO is like 4 hours. That's like 4-hour half-life. If you do an intravenous shot of EPO, microdose, you never get away with that. You'd never get a half-life of 4 hours. And you're in the middle of nowhere in Kenya or Uganda or in Tenerife. I mean, they've got drug testing people crawling all through the walls over there. That's like the drug testing capital of the universe. That's where the WADA has its. That's where Travis Tiger actually lives now, in Kampala, Uganda. They test those athletes around the clock. It's huge over there. It's huge. Testing's huge. Half-life 4 hours. That's a big window to get caught, because they're allowed to test you at night. Oh no, they're not. They're allowed to test you from 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. So then you've got 10 hours where you can't be tested, and the half-life's 4 hours. Mathematically, that means you're going to get caught. You're going to get caught. Right? And drugs don't work. EPO don't work. So why would you even take it? There's no financial incentive. There's no poverty to run from. It's just run for fun. Everybody running for the fun. Nike Next Percent. Alpha Fly's coming soon. Enjoy the video. These are some fast times. It's only going to get faster. This is hilarious to watch at people's naivety of what's going on.